Hey there folks, got a new knife for you. What I have here is a Jason Clark Upswept flipper. I'm on the books for one of Jason's knives. Actually, this is exactly the color scheme that I wanted and materials that I wanted, except maybe I wanted titanium bolsters, but for one of his Tonto blades. This one's the Upswept flipper. It features a dot matrix Damascus steel blade. I'll do some macros, so I just want to go over the specs really quick. It's got a trailing point blade. This I picked up from, believe it or not, just Blade HQ. Blade HQ had it the other day. I think it was Friday or Thursday. I couldn't believe it was still there. It was for a reasonable price too. I'm gonna tell you guys, it was like $675. I was like, what? A Jason Clark and Blade HQ for $675? Jumped right on it. Jumped right on it. I couldn't take the chance of it being sold. So now, like I said, I'm in the books for Jason's one of Jason's Tonto shaped flippers. The first time I heard about Jason was actually through Jim's video. He did a nice video on one of Jason Clark's knives. It escapes me exactly which knife he was talking about. And then I got to check out Jason's knives in Blade. No, don't ask me why I didn't buy one then. It was probably because there was so many knives. That's exactly what it was. There was so many knives in Blade that I didn't want to put my money into purchasing one of Jason's knives, even though I really wanted one, because there were some knives that I've since purchased or coveting more. So when I saw this in Blade HQ, and you guys know if you follow my channel, you know I'm nuts for orange, and this is definitely my style right here. I'm not gonna lie, my preferred shape is a Tonto, but a Tonto shaped blade. But this thing, just I did some research on the shape of the blade and the style of the blade, and I bought it. I bought it right off the bat. I bought it. Did the research later, and yeah, and this one has, again, the dot matrix pattern Damascus steel blade. Let's do some macro. Might as well do the Damascus macro now. Hopefully the camera captures that. And you see the incredible patterns on this blade. There's Jason Clark's logo, which kind of nicely blends in with the Damascus. Now you guys probably get a better look at it, but with the naked eye you would probably just think it's just part of the Damascus, but up close like this you can see that it's this logo. Beautiful Damascus blade. You can see the different layers on it. Just amazing. It's got carbon fiber bolsters and G10 orange liners. Scales, excuse me. The liners are titanium. There's the lockup. The pocket clip is also titanium. It's got the same bead blast as the liners. Get a look at the backspacer. And this is what intrigued me when Jim was talking about the jimping that Jason puts on the backspacer, also on the flipper tab. It's just gorgeous. It really is beautiful work. Now everything with Jason Clark is in-house. He's he calls the sole authorship maker. So everything is done 100% in his shop. He's again, he's only a part-time knife maker, believe it or not. He's full-time law enforcement, and he started making knives in 2001. But he does everything inside his shop 100%. He designs it, cuts it, shapes it, grinds it, heat treats it, fits it, and does the fit and finish. So he does everything in-house. That's pretty amazing. I've flipped his knives at Blade. You know what? And this is actually larger than I expected. I'd like to compare it to Andre Thorburns flippers, because Andre does do like this same color scheme. This is on IKBS, so without even like much effort, this sucker just flies out. It's got a quiet lockup too. I mean, I can lock it up hard, but if I just give it the ever slightest push, it flies out. There's no need to flip it out farther, you know, faster than that. And it does have this jimping that Jim covered in one of his videos when he was doing the Jason Clark. I think somebody gifted him a Jason Clark. How awesome is that? But you can see right there the check ring on the back of the flipper tab, and this is definitely more conducive for push button. But I like he leaves it also a little bit of room there for light switch. The jimping is aggressive, very aggressive. So this could, I don't know, in your pocket, could tear up the materials in your pocket. But it definitely captures your finger enough so it will not slip and it just flies out. I'm not even pushing it hard, folks. It pretty much falls on the weight, closes on its own weight. Now, some knife makers have difficulty when they use like Damascus steel. Jason, it is on bearing system, and I've known some knife makers, I've checked out their knives where they explain where the Damascus, because it's etched Damascus, that the ball bearings won't ride as well on it. But Jason must smooth that out to accommodate that. Look at that. That just falls on its own weight. Perfectly centered. Just beautiful. This is amazing looking blade. I don't regret buying it. I was a little bit hesitant because I don't have any of my blades that look like this trailing point knife. This kind of reminds me of a Persian, slightly, where the blade curves upward, even above the spine a little bit. It does have a swedge. I don't know if you guys can see that swedge. It does have a swedge there. Jason put a nice choil here and a finger choil up forward. It's a big blade. It's a big knife. Let's go over the specs. Overall length is almost 9 inches. Blade length is 3.75. Again, the blade material is dot matrix pattern Damascus. The handle length is 4.75. Weight is about 4.5 ounces, so it's fairly light. It's fairly light. Let's see. You can see that titanium liners are not milled out, but they are, I wouldn't say they're thin, but thinner. But they're not milled out. You don't see any milling pockets inside. Again, the pocket clip is also titanium. It's a deep carry, very nice deep carry pocket clip. Just really gorgeous. Look at the, and it looks like he doesn't use torque screws, if you guys can see it. It looks like just regular flatheads in there. Hopefully the camera captures that. The screws are nice and recessed in. I've never actually seen a knife maker do that. Usually the screws are sticking out or flush. But that's interesting, that's unique. And it looks like he used the same screws. It also has a hidden pivot behind the bolster. Pretty neat. I don't think I have any knife like that. Yeah, so from Blade HQ, how about that? It reminds me a lot of a Thornburn, but with a little more the Thornburn is more like it's smaller. The Thornburn is definitely smaller, and it's more of like a gentleman type folder. This one looks more like an aggressive tactical folder, especially with this blade and the 2 choils, actually 3 choils. Check that out. 2 choils on the handle, 1 on the blade itself. Very gorgeous. Let's look at the Damascus on the other side. I hope the camera's capturing all these different patterns. There we go. The bolster, the carbon fiber bolster, and the G10 is like almost seamless. Just beautiful craftsmanship. So I've been on the books for Jason's that Tonto folder for, I want to say it's for over a year now. I don't know how long the wait is. Just really gorgeous, really beautiful. Look at that pattern. Very nice. Again, it's got a nice quiet lockup. No stick. When I flick it, I notice when I flick it lightly, no stick. Oh, a little stick there. Making me a liar here. Slight stick, but when I flick it hard, there's a bit more stick. Now that could be just because it's Damascus and the titanium, but just gorgeous. Look at these lines, just beautiful. Give you guys a little more eye candy. I love orange. It just looks so cool. The orange and the black carbon fiber. I like how he milled out the holes in the pocket clip, and you can remove the flatheads. Good retention. Gorgeous. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait for Jason to call me, see if I'm up. But now that I've gotten this, hopefully it's going to be a little bit cheaper from Jason. Although I think $675 for this Damascus steel is pretty reasonable. There it is. This Jason Clark Upswept flipper. From Blade HQ. What up? Alright guys, peace. My camera's about to die. Alright. See you guys on the next Wieners and Steel.